Hello crafty friends, welcome to the channel. This is Gloria and I'm super excited to be back this new year creating with all of you. So one of my goals for this 2026 is to show my face a little more, to connect with all of you on a deeper level, because one of the best things that YouTube has is that, friends, the friendships that we build, the chatting back and forth, sharing ideas. So I really want to be very intentional about that this new year. And friends, if you hadn't realized, I'm in my new scrap room with my new sign on the back, and just very pumped and excited to start creating this year with all of you. So I was moving in the middle of December and I had to put on pause a lot of my design teams and projects, and I have this beautiful November hip kit untouched and waiting to be used. So maybe you're saying like, oh, we're past Christmas, we don't want to think about Christmas anymore, but give it a chance, friends. It is a wonderful one, and I have a color combo that's a little unexpected and one of my favorite color combinations that I have not used for Christmas layout in a while. So come with me, let's create and let's make this a great crafty year, friends. All right, friends, let's start playing with this kit. And this was a color combination that I gravitated towards as soon as I saw the kit, that I opened my papers. And you know, it just took me back to my younger years because I loved using green and pink. And I've seen that it's coming back, friends. It's making its comeback. So I used to have some pink pants and I used it with a green shirt. So I was really excited for this color combination, and I want to scrapbook my daughter's Christmas concert from last year, from 2024 actually. So I have a photo of both of them all dressed up, and I have two smaller photos of the concert. It's taken from way back in the stage, so you know the photos are not great quality, so I just made them smaller. They are 2x2, and this one is 3.5 by 5.5. So we're gonna start a little experiment with these two stamps, friends. When I saw them, I thought it would look awesome, this wood grain, you know, in white or embossed in white, to be behind it and give it that snowy feeling, because one of my daughters had snow coming from the roof of the stage, and all her presentation was like a snowy theme, and the youngest one was more, you know, of a festive, colorful just show. So that's what I thought about, and you know, the musical notes would play beautifully just embossed or in white. So that's what I tried here. Just be open-minded, friends. It's not looking great, it's not perfect, but it will work. So this was created with the white pigment ink, the Hero Hues, that you can, I'm sure many of you have in your stash, and we can cut that and it will look great as a snowy, you know, background. And this one is embossed. I don't know if you see how shiny it looks. I had the embossing pad and some white embossing powder in my stash, so I thought I could try it out. It's not perfect, once again, but look, friends, we can put this and layer some fun things and it will give the effect, you know, of that snowy look. So don't be discouraged if things don't come up perfectly. We are gonna try the musical notes together, and I want to bring in a pink one, a pink layer. So I will stamp on this and we will stamp together and do the white and the embossing. So you can see how we can achieve that look, and maybe together we get a better result, friends. You know, this technique is a technique that I hadn't done in a while, the embossing. So, you know, maybe my pad is not in the best condition. Maybe, you know, it needs a little re-inking, and my re-inker is dry. So I don't know. So we will have to make it work. When I get new stamps, friends, I just like taking, you know, the kind of adhesive that it has in my arm. I also have, I believe here, the, you know, this like eraser that just prepares your stamp. So if you have that one, you can also use it to take that sticky off. Okay, so this is kind of an experiment, friends, that we're gonna do together. Okay, so I'm using my Misty tool here just to get, you know, like a better stamped image and to be able to stamp again if I need to. So I am using a piece of the cardstock, and look how beautiful the windows are on the back, but you get the solid colors, kind of like a linen look to it. So I just cut a 4x6 piece from the pink and the green, and we will start experimenting with it. So let's start with the white pigment ink, and let's just make sure to cover all the stamp here. Okay. I love this tool because you get to re-ink it if you see that it needs more ink. Okay, just press it down if you have this pressing tools, or you can just use your hand and carefully lift it up. Well, look how beautiful that looks, friends. It kind of moved. I think I'm gonna need a little, just another one here. Hopefully I can still stamp one more time and see if we get a little crisper image. Okay, so you can do this however many times you want or need. I love that. It's looking great, friends. Okay, we're gonna try now. I'm gonna clean my stamp here, and I'm gonna come back to try embossing it. All right, friends, I am ready now to start embossing, to try the embossing powder. Look, so we have the ink here, and we're now gonna try embossing this stamp and putting some white embossing powder to see which one we like best. Okay, so hopefully I get enough ink on this one. I need to order a re-inker. So let's stamp this and press it really, really good. There we go. I got more of the things here to hold my cardstock, and now I'm gonna take it out. I should have stamped it a second time, right? Oh well, I already moved it. I'm gonna bring my little tool here to bring in my embossing powder. Not sure what the name of this tool here is, and I will just put, this is white zinc embossing powder. So I'm gonna try this one. I already tried the other, the Sizzix one, I believe. And it was super, super fine. So maybe this one will give me a better result. It says white, but it doesn't look white, friends. Let's try it. Oh no. Something went wrong there, friends. So let me try this again with the other embossing powder and see how it works. So friends, I went ahead and just continued the process, used my heat gun tool here, and it's looking really good on the notes that got stamped. So I think I just need to apply more ink at the bottom. The embossing powder is working well, so let me give that one more try, because I like the, you know, how it's looking on the two first lines there. but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it with another embossing powder and see if we get better results. All right, friends, I stamped it again 2 times and now it worked. So yeah, I got it a little too tight in this corner, but it's gonna work. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think I did not apply enough pressure when I was stamping. Not sure what was it, but we got it to work. So now I'm gonna move this out of the way for a minute. I'm gonna bring my glass mat here just so I don't apply the, the heat on top of my cutting mat. And I'm sorry for the noise, but I'm gonna start embossing. Oh, friends, something so weird happened. You saw how it was coming out white, but for some reason it turned out clear. I'm not sure. I'm using the embossing ink pad. It says clear, but the embossing powder says white. So I don't know, I got the other one white. So not sure, but I just want to leave this here so you see how even, we that scrapbook all day long get these things to happen to us, and it's just a matter of trying and seeing. So we're gonna just work with our inks, with our, stamped image, and it's gonna look great as well. So let's just go with it. We tried it, it's not working. Maybe, I've had it for so long that it might just not be working anymore. So let's try this one more time, friends. Now with my white pigment ink, and hope that this time it works. I want a crisp image of this beautiful wood grade stamp. So if you have any idea of what could have happened with my embossing there, please let me know. Please write in the comments and let me know, because I want to order new inking pad. I want to order some new embossing powders. I wasn't able to put, this one looks better, friends. This one looks much, much better. I'm gonna try to stamp it one more time. Hopefully I will get it in place. Yeah. And we will start that layout. Finally. Thank you for your patience. If you're still here, thank you. So let's start now cutting our paper layers, and look how good those 2 stamped images are looking. So I'm super happy. You see, it ended up working, friends. Sometimes you get a little discouraged, so just keep going, trust the process, and just enjoy that creative play. So when I'm doing my layers, friends, I like to use my centimeter trimmer here, because I like taking 1 centimeter off of every side. I think that gives me like the perfect frame around my pattern paper when I want to have all the 4 sides, with the same size of frame. So I just take 1 centimeter of each side, or 2 and 2 if the pattern lets me do that. Okay, but you can take 1/2 inch for 1/4 of an inch, however thick you want your layers to be. Now for the inner layer, I'm gonna have 10 3/4. I change my trimmers around, but that works for me. And the style that I'd like. Okay, you can just work with one trimmer. There's no necessity of doing it on two. Okay, let's take all of this out. I can't wait to start working on the layers and just building this beautiful layout. Okay, there we go. And that way we have like a thicker border of that green showing. And we can even add some stitching if you want, but let's start building and see if the idea that I have works. Okay, so let's put this one here and this one here. We will have our photo. And for this photo, friends, I'm gonna bring in very light teal. And I think it's not gonna, I was thinking of bringing a green or a red to do my frame, but the green, will get totally lost with all those layers there. And the photo, the red is just gonna clash with this color combination that I have going. So this, since it is in the same like green family, it's just gonna look much better there without breaking that nice green and teal that I have, green and pink that I have going on. So let's create, and I love this Pocket Life, I believe they're called Pocket Life papers, but actually they're 6x8 and they work great to create your frames for your photos or, like smaller details that you want to add to your layers. So just play here with the lines. That way you get a little thick border all around. I don't measure that, friends. I just eyeball it, and I guess it's something like 1/4 inch. There we go. Okay, and my trimmer is just not cutting great. I think I might need to change my blade, but I can just clean it up with my scissors. There we go. So we can move out the trimmers for now. And my idea here, friends, is to create some like snowy hill down here. I love building scenes if you've been following me for a while. So I just want to build some fun snowy hills at the bottom, and I have some templates here that you might have in your stash. If you don't have these templates to cut your hills, you can use anything like this, rulers that have shapes. You can use your wavy guide. I know many of you have this. This is to place your thickers, but you can totally use that, or friends, you can just use your pencil and draw a little hill and cut it out. Okay, but since I have my templates here, I'm gonna use those and start cutting. Okay, since I want to keep my color combination, I think I'm gonna have my hills be this pink, and maybe we can add a little like distressing on the top, like if it was snow coming from it. Okay, so let's try that. Let's start with this little piece here, and we're gonna try to see how it looks. All right, now that I have my borders ready, I cut them at 10 3/4 long just to cover the first layer of my pattern papers. And we are going to add a little snow at the top of the mountains, okay? So I'm gonna use my blending brush. I have my mat here, my glass mat, and I'm gonna start adding that little white to the border. Okay, and it is very subtle, just to create that effect of snow. So if you have in your stash any other, I don't know, maybe paste that would look good here, this is the perfect opportunity to use it and just add a snowy effect. You see, it is very subtle. I don't know if the camera catches it, but you can go and add a little more until you like it. So now let's adhere the snow hills down here, and for that I'm gonna use a 1mm foam adhesive just to elevate it a little, to give it a little depth so I can tuck some things behind it and just to get that nice effect behind it. So I'm gonna use a 1mm and I will play with the different layers here. Okay, so I have my pencil lines where I want to place the first one, and the second one will be right at the bottom of that first paper layer, and it's gonna look awesome, friends. If you want to leave this flat, you can totally do that, and it will work great as well. Just don't put adhesive on the borders. That way you can tuck embellishments and photos if you want to add some photos behind the layers, behind the little snow hills here. All right, friends, now let's bring in the two photos that we want to put behind our layers. And I have, I want to create that little like visual triangle with my photos and with my embellishments. So my oldest one is right here and my youngest one right there. So I want to make sure I don't cover them with my embellishments. And I'm gonna bring in this little guy here because I love him and he fits beautifully there and just matches all the colors that we're using. Okay, and I'm gonna have the sweet Christmas, and maybe I can add concert here. We have this small puffy stickers, alpha stickers, so maybe I can put sweet Christmas concert and just layer this up a bit on the left side. Now, yeah, I'm trying to remember the embellishments that I had ready for this one. Yeah, that's that. I think I had the house coming from behind because we need houses right on our little hills here. So that's gonna look great. There we have one. I had this flower piece here. There we go. Maybe a little gift. And here I want the green and pink tree to be like right on top of my photo there on the corner, and the snowman coming from behind. Okay, so just play with your embellishments and see where it fits without covering your main subjects on the photo. At the top, I want this sweet delivery, and whenever I work with my layers, I try to vary, try to play with the placement. That way you get all the different layers and it's a little more interesting. Okay, so try to play with it. There we go. I want this snowflake. So I think I'm gonna bring this here and that there. Yeah, I like it. Now I was thinking of adding this maybe tucked behind my photo. That way I can bring in my journaling there and talk a little bit about what each one did on the concert, what song they played, and just how excited they were. Okay. And maybe we can tuck that one here. Alrighty friends, this is adhered and I love how fun it is. I added my little houses. The only thing that's waiting to be adhered is this piece because I want to take it to my scanner and just add my text and bring it back. And I really like my embellishment clusters to be uneven. So here I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm like feeling that it's missing one more. So I thought of these two options to bring this tree down here with a little gift. I had one house that would look really good, but I think it's just too crowded. So that's one option, and concentrate the embellishments down here. And the other option that I want to show you is to bring this like ornaments here, something like this, you know, and add some twine from the top. That will look cute as well. But you know, I think I really like this open space better, and just this one at the bottom. So if that's too much for you, you could take that out, and we will just add some confetti pieces at the end, like little enamel hearts or pieces, and our layout is done. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you give this idea a try. This color combination, a little unexpected for a Christmas layout, but I love it, friends. So check this collection out. Don't forget to check the Hip Kit. They have wonderful and very unique monthly kits. They are exclusive. You won't find any of these products anywhere else. And Kimberly, the owner, does an amazing job inspiring you. She makes sure that you will put those kits to use, friends. We have the school platform where there's weekly crops, where there are lots and lots of inspiration. So, you know, those kits are going to be used for sure. So thank you so much, friends. I hope you come back for more inspiration. This was Gloria Parra for Hip Kit. Until the next time, bye.